but it's just that sometimes it doesn't take much for our Rose to just completely shut down that lane, and once you're in that position where you're running away from someone as opposed to going in there and causing damage, that's the thing.
Yeah, well, we saw the brawlers that both of these teams are going to be rolling with. It seems as though we've got the Barley, we've got the Sandy, and we've got the Jean as well. Jean, I can't recall us seeing a lot of Jean on Siege in particular. What would be the benefit of that? I'm guessing to kind of shut down bolt carriers who are trying to get away?
Yep, to drag someone in who's about to bank that bolt and bring it straight into your spawn into safety to bank it yourselves. But also when the bot is coming and you're having to defend, Jean can just grab that bot out of harm's way, away from your Ike, so that no damage is done, and just take it far to the side of the map. And often that time that allows your team to do is to spawn back in, and then you can tank those shots with that invincibility.
It's the emergency hand being thrown out to pull them out of the water and make sure they stay nice and healthy. So that's going to be why we're seeing the Jean picks coming in. Sandy, quite common as well. You drop down the Sandstorm, gives you great mid-control, able to navigate around there with a little bit more comfort because the enemy can't see what you're doing, and if they can't see you, they can't shoot you. Well, they can, but it's a lot harder to.
They're going to try to find you, exactly that. And the star power differences with Sandy in particular mean that if you're running the Root Sand star power, for example, you can see people within the bushes because of that additional tick damage. So that's a really great way that the pro teams here will be using to their advantage to sort of find out where the brawlers are, trying to hide that ambush, and if they want that additional healing, they can go for the Healing Wind star power as a bit more of a way to kind of keep yourselves alive and establish more mid-control.
While we've got you, while there's a brief pause, just going to be a little bit cheeky. Why don't you go and subscribe to the Brawl Stars Esports channel? Yeah, hit the bell as well. Maybe find out when our next monthly final is and catch up on all the action. I'm sure you're enjoying the show so far, so you're obviously going to want to stick around. So there you go, nice little prompt for you. You'll know where to find it. You know what to do as well.
Brawl Stars, a YouTube account, hit 4 million subscribers just before the stream started. So we need to hit 5 million before the end of this stream.
Hang on a minute. Oh, hold up. You're asking a little bit too much of the mark. It's a big ask. Just do your part, right?
Do aim high, Trey. Come on.
Aim high, but do your part. And that's exactly what these two teams are going to have to do. Each individual brawler is going to have to come up here today and play their part. I got a lot of love for KC, obviously repping the UK. I feel like there's a little bit of bias that should be played on by us.
Oh, absolutely. Why not? You've got to cheer for your home team, right? We're getting a lot of thumbs up from Code Magic as well, and a lot of nodding of heads, and going straight in then to the first game.
So the Dowel coming out for Curse, we did see a hint of that. So that's going to be comboed with the Barley and the Jean, who the rest of Code Magic got that early control and the first bolt of the game. Going to lose their life for it, though, as Jordan on the Barley will find the bottles, and Curse gets pulled in. Early kill, gives over control to PSG, and it looks like they're going to walk away with the first Siege bot because of it.
That was a really, really early pull there from Coop to Ace, and as we saw yesterday, Coop to Ace is very, very accurate at hitting those Jean pulls. The magic puff star power there as well, giving his additional healing to his team, and this is going to be a relatively good push now, I believe. And if it's not a good push, then all PSG really have to do now is sit back and wait and continue establishing the control.
That was perfect timing by Curse there. He went super aggressive before the bot even got over the halfway mark. Took out Jordan, cost his own life, and he got back just in time with the invulnerability to start juggling the aggro of the Siege bot. That's what mitigated down to only 4%. Fantastic timing.
Yeah, great defense, but nonetheless, you see now we've got the situation where Code Magic are trying to come back into the mid, and a great pull yet
Whoa, where did it even come from?
Coop to Ace. He is just so accurate. Curse is doing a great job now. Going in very aggressively. Does eventually get taken down, though, by Coop to Ace.
Level 4 Siege bot coming in for PSG now, so the respawns will be there. You'll have a full-strength Code Magic side to defend against it. Bentley and KC actually picking up 2 more bolts to add to the Bolt God as they get themselves back to the base for the defense. Siege bot going down low. Damage not yet applied to the Ike. They're going to clear him out now. He's starting to hit him with the boxing gloves a little bit. Drops it down. 23% damage applied.
And 4 bolts in the bank is good, but a great pull from Bentley is, and a great super from Curse. This is exactly what Code Magic needed. A super out to avoid that damage, and a little spin to congratulate himself. Now Code Magic can start to bank the bolts they need for this final push, and they're going to need to have a very good push. Curse is just absolutely popping off.
We often see the large and swift movement of brawlers across the map and assume it's a magic hand coming out from Jean, but no, that's just Curse on the Darryl, opting into combat every single time he can have opportunity to. He's sitting on his super again. He goes on to Rely, tries to clear him out and clear the path for the a Siege bot who will pay him back in kind by tanking this Ike. And now you've got the invulnerability shields coming up on the respawns. They can juggle the aggro, but Curse is in there to speed up the process, applying damage. You've got KC uncontested, some Bentley applying damage as well. In the last Siege, they're going to take away the lead, and they're going to walk away with game number 1.
Yeah, an absolutely fantastic start here for Code Magic. And we saw this yesterday. Curse was playing a fantastic Daryl yesterday and just pulled it straight out the bag very early on. Very, very competent plays there from Code Magic. Didn't sort of falter as well in that early pressure that was placed on them by 2 pushes by PSG. Great performance by them.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic there. Daryl play fantastic, and you know, he got star player as well. You didn't see that on your screens, we did, and I think that's a well-deserved application of that to Cursed in this particular matchup. Although in the replay package, the replay editors did do him a little bit dirty, showed his barrel roll going into Ike's range and getting blown up by the turret, but when he wasn't supposed to, but it happens, we can forgive it. It's mitigated by the success he had elsewhere.
Star player means everything in Brawl Stars, so that's a fantastic achievement from Curse. An early takedown there on Sun Bentley, and that could give PSG a bit of an early start here, as Riley might bank 2 bolts here if he can stay alive long enough. If Curse has got nothing to say, but the Rude Sand Star Power knocked him down, leaving the bolts there. Wow, and it's going to be a first push to PSG.
Quite a weak one, level 2 coming in, so we already talked about it. Beautiful magic hand by Coup d'Ace there, bringing him over to the enemy territory, stopping the aggro control that they want to apply to the Siege bot. They will have bodies up there to tank some of the damage, but it's already hit the Ike and got 6% in. Curse going to tank it up with his shield and now with his HP pool, but they're dropping a lot of HP for a level 2 bot.
That was a great pull again by Coup d'Ace, shutting down Sun Bentley, allowing PSG to take that control again, because that time it takes for Sun to respawn in is going to delay the process of the push from Code Magic, but a nice roll from Curse, but pulled back by Coup d'Ace yet again. Another shutdown from PSG and another kill.
The magic hands from Coup d'Ace have been fantastic. He just team killed by himself right there, saving Rely with his own super, finding the kill, getting it back up again to confirm the kill on another. Fantastic play as the Siege bot level 8 will run into the base. Sun Bentley is in position with his super. The tanking is there right now as the Ike will start to rattle against the bot. He's about to make contact and start dishing it out. It's going to come down to the last Siege arc.
Yeah, KSC was doing a great job there on that right-hand side. It was difficult to see, but he was shutting down the majority of the push from PSG by staying alive. But now again, Code Magic on the back foot are trying to push, but they can't really. It's down to Cursory. He does take down Coup d'Ace.
He may be able to catch this up. He's got 15 seconds. 3 bolts on Curse. He's having an MVP performance and gets the kill. He might have just kept this last Siege alive for Code Magic.
There's Ace. It's a great pull there from Sun, but it doesn't quite get the ball. It's going to be close, but I don't know whether it's going to be quite enough. I think it's another push.
They would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for the magic hands from Coup d'Ace. He pulled in a 2-bolt Daryl right at the end there and shut down any hopes they had. The last Siege means they're going to go for it. They have to try and go for damage. The magic hand pulling the bot out to buy more time. They are applying damage to the base, but it's not going to out-damage the Siege bot. This game is going over to PSG.
Yeah, it's going to be a tie-up now. The next game is going to be all to play for now. But a great return of covering fire from PSG. They're in a good spot now. Coup d'Ace is just hitting every single pull.
2 standout performances from opposing members. We've had a standout performance from Curse from the Daryl. Now we've seen the power of Coup d'Ace's gene, in particularly on this game. We've got game number 3 coming up. I'm excited to see who pops off next.
Yeah, it's really going to be a battle between Cursed and Coup d'Ace. I think Casey doing a great job, though, on support, and also Rayleigh as well doing a fantastic job, too. These teams are really closely matched. It's going to be, I think, a really, really good battle between these 2 teams as we go in to see who is going to join Clash in our grand finals later today.
Should be jumping into the match rather quickly. We want to keep this show going. We want it fast. We want to bring you this Brawl Stars action as quickly as we can. Maybe we're going to see this first set going over to either PSG or Code Magic take the early lead. We've been, it depends on how you look at it, blessed or cursed with a lot of 3-0 series, and I really don't think that we want to have that today. I mean, our first semi-final, 3-1 scoreline, so we did get set number 4 out of the way. I don't want this to go to a 3-0.
Well, with a player called Cursed on the team, it's...
No, I don't want to be reminded that we are cursed by his presence. Here we go. This is what I like to see. Code Magic, they're bringing in the max for this particular game.
Yes, yeah, Curse going with Max. That could be really, really interesting actually for Code Magic to see how they use that additional speed boost to their advantage. And Casey as well, changing from Barley to Sandy. I like this from Code Magic, switching things up. And a great pull there from Sun Bentley.
Ah, the grabber has become the grabbed as Coup Ace is pulled into the enemy spawn. Level 3 Siege Bot coming out for Code Magic.
Yeah, Code Magic definitely feel like they're on a bit more of a fresher pace. Those team changes are going to make a big difference. And now the level 3 bot coming in. Coup Ace does have pull. He might decide to use it, but is holding on to it for the moment. Curse getting some nice chip damage as well. All that meantime, and that's a solid amount of damage for one push.
Absolutely, and they still maintain the control as well. I love what Curse was doing. Pops the super, has the fast footwork in play, juking out the return damage and weaving in damage of his own to the Ike. It's less about the siege bot, more about the opportunity it creates for these brawlers to get that damage in.
Yeah, absolutely. Jordan with a nice takedown there on KC is going to open up that left-hand side lane. Oh, Coup Ace was just millimeters away from Sun Bentley, as was Sun Bentley.
We've been so enthralled by the action going on, we've ignored the bolt camp. A level 8 bot coming in for Code Magic. I want to see what Curse can do with even more time as he tries to press down. Relay will go down. Coup Ace seems to be the next target. There's damage coming in from the Ike. Curse is exposed on the right-hand side to get that free damage in, uncontested. The bot hasn't even touched, and they've dropped about 30% HP off of it. They're going for the final. Casey's in there as well. And Code Magic, off the back of a superstar performance from Cursed, will walk away with our first set.
Yeah, fantastic from Code Magic there. A nice amount of switch-ups there. They didn't sort of hold on to a losing comp. They took the time to step back and think, right, what can we do about this situation and how can we change it into our advantage? And that's what we saw there with that change to Max by Curse and that change from Casey to Sandy. And the first set then going to Code Magic.
Not gonna lie, kind of unexpected. I thought this was going to be PSG's series, but Code Magic giving us a little bit of a show here, making it spicier. Could my assessment have been wrong? Is it going to be a Clash Code Magic final that we see after this? I'm quite uncertain at this point.
Yeah, I was saying yesterday not to underestimate Code Magic. I play a lot of ladder with these guys, and they are all very competent players. A couple of them are relatively new to LAN events nonetheless, but it's all about how you perform on the day and whether you let nerves get to you or whether you just stay composed, focused, and calm, and that's what they seem to be doing.
Yeah, I'm just going to argue that there were tactical deaths there. You caught it on the stat screen. It was a 24 deaths to 23 kills, so they made whichever kills they get matter. You don't have to necessarily be on a positive KD ratio. It's more about what you're going to do with the time you apply. Next stop on our Brawl Stars World Tour, we're going over to Sunny Soccer for a little bit of Brawl Ball.
Yeah, Sunny Soccer, a great map for throwers, but we are going to see Max making the appearance now for PSG. They seem to have taken some lessons potentially there from Code Magic, and they want to show their own hand as far as that's concerned.
Well, speaking of hands, both teams are running the Tower right now. They've got the Tower cards on display on the left-hand side, throwing out. We saw how impactful gravities were in our previous series as Curse takes out Coup Ace. They're all stacked right now. That's a dangerous position to be in, so they need to spread out a little bit more because it just takes Jordan to get that super online, and they can cause massive damage. Speed boost for Relay, gets Coup Ace in position. Huge clear out, and they're going to run straight for the goal with the speed boost as well. Relay has an open goal. Coup Ace kicks it in, and it's clinical from PSG.
Yeah, a very, very solid early goal from PSG. Just found the right moment, and yeah, I mean, the reason why Code Magic are clustering together is because of that Gene Star power, a great pull from Coup Ace. So sometimes they have to get the healing, but they have to separate themselves out more. Another pull from Jordan, and this is surely be never goal now. Riley's got super. He can run it up the line, and this is going to be surely. Oh, Sun Bentley by Sun Bentley.
They're just in time to be able to get the save in. And now they're going to pop that Sandstorm on the ground. The ball's off to the back right corner. They want to clear out some of the members of PSG before they go for any possession. Sun Bentley has the gravity, going to pull in Jordan, guarantee the kill. Man advantage, ball pass down to the center. KC going for some clearance, but it's Sun Bentley on the assassination. Open goal for Code Magic. And it's going to be KC to seal the deal.
We're tied up again. This is fantastic. These teams going head-to-head. A great ball from Coup Ace with the support of Rayleigh and Jordan there for the takedown. And a dangerous position now for Code Magic. Sun Bentley doing all he can with the super. And now it's surely going to be, the ball's loose. It's going to be a defense here maybe from Code Magic.
It has to be a defense from Code Magic. Jordan slightly mispositioned his own gravity there. You might argue it might be a waste. Did try to open up some of the boxes, but it didn't catch anyone inside. Kurt's going to pass it over to Sun Bentley. He's now free to deal damage. Pulled in by the Magic Hand, but he's still going to survive. Great turnaround from Code Magic. They're on the offensive. Beautiful gravity saved up, but the ball is still going to find its way into the goal. First game going the way of Code Magic.
Code Magic then again, as we saw in the Siege, the first game went to them, and again with Brawl, the first game going to them. That's going to be a really good thing for them in terms of their confidence. Yes. That's going to give them a bit of breathing space and a chance to kind of maybe make a few mistakes in the next game, but maybe they won't. Maybe they'll just keep continuing to go from strength to strength here.
You don't want mistakes. Even if you have the option here, Ark, you never want to aim for mistakes. You want to aim for perfection, my friend.
Oh, nothing short of perfection. I know plenty about that for sure.
Oh, you just saw the frustration there on Kudiace's face just as that goal went in. Some Bentley knows what he did. He's giving a good head shake. He's like, yeah, we got this, guys. Keep it strong. Good mental, clear calls. Let's go.
Oh, I fully expect and hope, nonetheless, that we get some more fantastic facial reactions from Sam Bentley. If you've been watching on social media, make sure you're following the Brawl Stars official esports Twitter. And as we are going in again, there no team change that I can see.
No, it doesn't look like it. They're happy with the compositions. Maybe it's just the execution. Cursed on 30 HP. Needs to be very careful. Magic Hand. Damage is there to kill it. Through the ace with the back heel from Tara. It makes it look effortless as he scores that first goal.
Yeah, it almost looked like it was going to be walked back towards their spawn, but nonetheless, Coop to Ace with a really nice secured finish there. Going there with a double suck here on Curse and Sun, but Sun is able to survive. Curse goes down.
That was blind fire coming out from the Tara there. KC may have an open goal. You need to be careful. The respawns have come in. Magic Hand pulls him away. Ball off to the right-hand side for PSG to run it up the right-hand side. Passes to Coup to Ace. Sun Bentley is in wait for the attack. Magic Hand pulls in the fight, but Curse gets it turned around. Here's the speed boost. The respawns will play defensive. Gravity comes in, clears it out. Oh!
Logan!
He walks it in, and PSG will tie out the set.
Wow, I don't know. I have to look at the replay to see whether that ball could have been potentially avoided from going across the line. It was a tough one to call, but nonetheless, the push from PSG was very strong. They knew exactly what they were intending to do. They had support as well for the Tara super. It didn't quite take effect. The invincibility there, as you can see, was still there. It was a walk-in. It just walked over the line. It's a difficult one to call, but yeah, unfortunately for Code Magic, but we're all tied up. There's still another game yet to come.
Yeah, the KC walk-in. I think you see him there on the left-hand side of that last replay of the face cam. You see him going, sorry, like mouthing it. Like maybe he did end up saying that. But it doesn't matter. Immediately afterwards, Sam Bentley with the fist bump saying it's okay. We'll get him next time.
That's a fantastic thing with all these teams on the stage that you've seen over the weekend are very much that kind of player. They like to support each other, pick each other up. That's so important, not to put your teammates down, but always to be picking them up and giving each other support.
All right then, deciding game for Brawl Ball. Carl, Cursed, he's entering the field with something different right now. Not gonna have the option. What have they swapped out here? What are they missing that they had before?
The Curse was playing Gene. He's now gone for the Carl, and I think yes, Sam Bentley going with Sandy.
Yes. So, but Cursed, feeling just that right now as PSG are going to pass the ball. Nice good interception, manages to get there in time. Pass back, respawns will seal the deal, but they're losing members. They can't make any ground because they're dying as fast as they respawn.
All of PSG have got super. This is a really strong position. Coop to Ace again has changed to Tara this time. It's got that healing shade star power to heal him up quickly. Rarely using super here to get that speed boost. Jordan with a great pull. A fantastic position here for PSG to capitalize on, surely.
Surely they have to be able to do something here. Gravity pulls them in, but they're still able to get away from that singularity. They avoid the event horizon, if you will, and pass it out. I just want to talk about something that happened on the left-hand side before that last offensive. The clearance came out. If they didn't get the ball into the back corner of PSG right there and weave it past them, then they definitely would have scored. That time that they bought for themselves was amazing, and Cuckoo the Ace going down. The respawns won't be there in time. No, Reliance, they're just in time, but Cursed will still walk it in. They take the first goal.
First goal on the cards then for Code Magic. Jordan now sitting with Paul being very patient. That the speed boost from Max has now diminished. A great ball from Jordan.
Amazing.
A quick takedown from somebody. First going in here. Almost a double takedown. The pull from Jordan just to secure it. Casey now all on his own.
He doesn't need the double takedown though, Ark. That one kill was enough to make sure there was no offensive coming out from PSG, and it allows time for the respawns.
Exactly that, and now the ball is in the center, and both teams looking to gain their supers again. Curse with a little kickback here to KC, but the suck is good from PSG.
Watch out for the suck. Oh, the protected pirouette wasn't enough even to keep Carl alive. 85 HP. Sam Bentley looking for regen. Tagged on the right-hand side. KC, no!
Again, it's deja vu for KC, an unfortunate walk in there. And now we're all tied up in goals, and the next goal is so important for either one of these two teams.
This is coming down to the wire. This series has been so close so far, Ark. and it could potentially be going to overtime with 20 seconds remaining. Sun Bentley has possession, kicks it downfield, buys himself some time for regen. Curse not going to take possession, waiting for the axe to come back. Sun Bentley pulled in and cleared out. That relieves so much pressure on PSG, and they're going to walk in on Curse with the gravity. Speed boost is there. They're going for the lineup.
It's surely going to be even more! The line by Sun Bentley. What a time to make that play, and the ball goes into the corner. That should allow Code Magic to recollect, respawn back in, and Curse has got super. That's going to be really crucial, I believe, in overtime for that particular Brewer of Carl.
Yeah, you got to be careful though, Jordan. Especially in overtime, with the magic hand, if he can pull it in, get a nice pick off, he might be able to walk away with the win. KC has the gravity, so does Cudi Ace. This could be big depending on how these do outplay. The gravity misses, but he will get the Shadow Clone out there. Pass to Rally, it's beautiful!
Wow! That was such a great timed pass by PSG. That's the thing in overtime, you've got more space to work with, your team is spread out, and the super pass was very, very good.
Yeah, absolutely. We were looking at it from a perspective of, what abilities they're going to use. We didn't think about them using the more powered pass to really get down some distance. And it's beautiful. You send Rely forward with the speed boost. You give that super the ability to pass it onto him, and he's going to be able to just kick it nice and easy into an open goal. Beautiful play by PSG, and they will tie out the match.
Yeah, tying things up now. This, again, is just so close between these two teams. You know, it was maybe a very similar case with Clash and SK, and now we're seeing the same thing again with Code Magic and PSG. But this is why they're here. They've earned their place to be here and fighting for their place in the grand final later today.
Next up on our Brawl Stars World Tour, we're going over to Secret Surprise. Gem grab, our next map type.
I love surprises.
Well, surprise, the series is turning into a bit of a barn burner right now. Look at the KD for PSG,
Wow.
29-19. Absolute frag lords with 263,000 damage. To be fair, that was quite a long set though, so it doesn't surprise me the damage numbers are quite high.
Yeah, definitely is. That's the thing with Brawl, it can go on for a while, or it can be very, very short. But here we go then with Secret Surprise Gem Grab. A few lakes in the center. That's quite an interesting thing, which could you can still shoot over the lake, but you can't walk past it. Lots of bushes as well, so we could see Sandy again making an appearance, or maybe even a Rosa.
Maybe even a Rosa coming in there. We always like to keep that possibility open. We saw Daryl was quite impactful in deciding the previous series as well when we came onto this particular map. But it seems Tara, Jean, and Sandy, the combo for PSG on the other side. So exact same composition.
Yeah, it's a very, very strong comp, especially with this amount of bush. Tara sitting back with super and those gene pools that we're seeing there from somebody straight off the bat. Jordan dropping 2 gems, but I think Kovac can spread out a bit, which they are now. Curse coming further down the map, and
oh, beautiful
wow.
Brings in Rely. That was like max range from Sun Bentley. Giving himself the gem advantage. He's sitting on 3 himself. KC has 1 and Jordan just 1 to his name.
Yeah, Riley trying to hide behind that Sandy super. Sunbelly said, no, I'm going to pull you once you're invisible just to rub it in.
Just to try and really go style on him a bit, you know? Dunk on him. That's going to be 5 gems in favor of Code Magic. There's another kill there as Curse is taken down, but he wasn't a gem carrier, so it's fine, you know?
Yeah, potentially pretty good. At the moment, the gems are split, though, between KC and Sun Bentley, and that could be costly. We'll have to see whether KC can go down at some point. Sometimes players do actually intentionally go down in order to pass those gems over to their designated gem carrier. A great pull there again from Sun Bentley.
Yeah, PSG really struggling to find a foothold here. The gravity as well, just being applied. They are going to walk away with 2 gems, but it's such a definitive lead in terms of gems, but also presence on the map from Code Magic.
Yeah, Code Magic 1 gem away now, and if you look here, Crypto Ace is focusing on Curse because he knows that 1 gem is actually a really crucial time. Yeah, the jump in there as well.
Don't need that last gem, they need the Hawk! No!
They just fed the gem. PSG feeding Code Magic now, who are on countdown, 10 seconds away potentially from winning here.
They're trying to lock them down. Beautiful pull, grabs KC, shuts down the timer. They can claim those 3 gems for themselves. Beautiful power to grab as well. Pumps them up to 11. And that's going to be Jean on the back line, holding all of them. 13 seconds remaining. And Jordan is the only one with a forward line. Cudi Ace is going to go in as soon as he can. And now they're going for the collapse.
Jordan's going to need a pull, but I think here Code Magic tanking all of the space between that pull as best they can. And Code Magic are going to get to the 0 of that countdown and take the first game.
KC walking away with the star player as well. Game number 1 going in favor of Code Magic. They want to get themselves to match point, and they can do that by winning the next game.
Yeah, it was looking back at those replays there, that great pull from Sun Bentley, and another one yet again, very, very consistent there with his pulls. And we mentioned about Casey holding those gems. It did actually go against Code Magic when that kill was made at the end, but the counter pull from Sun to take those 4 gems back made up for it.
I feel like we could make almost like a frag reel just from the Magic hands we've seen this tournament. Maybe throw in some air horns, some dubstep music, 360 no scopes coming in there. It's been impressive feats by Gene players this weekend.
Gene is one of those brawlers which is almost like a must-have in the pro scene. And actually, ironically enough, Jeton, who is unfortunately not here for Code Magic, is one of the best Genes in the EU. And even without him being here, Sun Bentley and Curse taking the mantle, it is great to see that all these players are not just one tricks. They can always change brawlers and are very versatile in that respect.
Yeah, I always value a competitor who's good at multiple things rather than one thing. Obviously, you play what's strong in the meta, you play to the advantage. That's exactly what they're doing with the prevalence of Gene at our monthly finals. As Kudiace trading off with Curse on the left-hand side. First gem collected by Jordan. He can just pull back now and pull all these gems together, give himself 4 to start things off potentially, but Sun Bentley is trying to zone, and with that Sandy super on the ground, makes it all the harder to get in there and grab him.
Yeah, that Sandy super giving a bit of a curtain here for Code Magic, but very, very weak. Down goes Cursed, and forced back is KC and Sun Bentley. This is looking like a very strong start here for PSG. Very much in control. A great pull as well
there we
from
go.
Jordan. And now look at that, 7 gems to nothing. PSG in a great spot right here.
Absolutely, Kudiace using the gravity as well, shuts down the pressure before it even begins from Code Magic on that left-hand side. KC playing to the side, wants to find Rely, gonna use all of his ammo, maybe.
Oh, the pull is 6 gems down!
Sun Bentley weaves it in, and the gravity was there as well to take out any support, but beautiful reclamation by PSG, not to be deterred, and the countdown has begun.
Yeah, PSG turned around so quickly, Casey just jumping in out of desperation there almost on that left-hand side, and now Curse getting pulled. It's down to Sun, he's gonna pull, but he's not supported by his teammates, and he goes down, and there's nothing now that Code Magic
have one clear offensive, going in one by one, dying one by one, will never get you the goals you want to attain. PSG know that, and that's why they're walking away with this game.
Yeah, what a turnaround. I honestly felt that Code Magic actually had those gems safely in the spawn, and PSG were just able to turn it around. There's the takedown that was so important for Code Magic, and it just wasn't enough there for Sun to do much without the support of his teammates.
Yeah, smiles all around from PSG, tying out this set, forcing it out to a game number 3. Like I said, match point up for grabs right now.
Yeah, this is a really dangerous spot for both of these two teams currently. It comes down to this next game as to who is going to be feeling much more pressured going into the next game mode, so this is all to play for now.
All right, there's Jordan picking up those early gems. Curse off to the side on the Tara. Wants to get in close, deal that max damage with the Tarot cards. Will get some damage onto Rely, and also feeling it himself as well on the way out.
Yeah, Curse very, very low there, had to be forced back, and I don't really feel like this is a great strategy from Code Magic, very clustered. Sun Bentley's gonna pop there from that Rude Sands Sandy super.
Yeah, hate to see it, he was so close to getting out of the storm. Cursed, collapsed upon by Kudiace and Jordan, who will die down to the Rude Sands as well.
Yeah, dies to that. Sun Bentley now weak as well. Riley's doing a great job, by the way, of just getting continuous shots and just keeping Code Magic very, very low. We're going to have to see whether Sun can connect. He does connect with Jordan for the takedown. Now Coup to Ace will be his next target.
Yeah, he wants to try and hit that 5 stack on Kudiace. Cursed, looking to go in with the gravity. Can't close the gap enough. Kudiace paying him a lot of respect.
Yeah, and, but Jordan didn't. What
Jordan doesn't care. He'll lay hands on you whenever he wants, and he'll force the fight in his favor. 6 gems in favor of PSG.
It was a lot. It was a great amount of observation there from Jordan, and the right move to make his Cursor pushback, and Coup Ace going in as well. And that healing Shade star power is going to give him a lot of flexibility. Sun Bentley misses that super, and now we're going to be in a dangerous spot here. Jordan
Casey is just guaranteeing the kill rather than going for Sun Bentley. They have gem control. They have mid control. They just lost the member, but they started the countdown, and Kudiace on the back line wants to retreat. So does Rely, and they cannot catch up by gem spawners, so they have to go on the offensive.
Coup Days with Grace takes down Curse, leaving just Sun Bentley now and Casey, who are going to be having to work together here if they're going to get this takedown in the next 3 seconds.
The pull by Sun Bentley!
It's not enough, but it came down to the wire.
He had a route back into this one, but he didn't have enough gas in the tank to confirm that kill and reset the countdown timer. PSG going 2-1 in this match, and they are at match point. on a place to the grand finals.
Such a close ending there. It was unfortunate that Sun didn't quite have that team support that he needed to make that kill, but honestly, that almost reset the countdown, and maybe we would have seen something different, but as it stands now, PSG only one set now away from going on to the grand finals to play Clash.
And we're going over to Bounty. Deeper Danger is our next stop. And again, look how much more kill potential PSG has. They're constantly gaining that extra advantage, being able to find these frags and just really shut down Code Magic before they can do anything and set up any kind of play.
Yeah, exactly that. The more kills you can get, the more area control you can get, and you know, PSG definitely demonstrating that here today, and it's working very well for them. But now Bounty, for me, could be the opportunity that Code Magic need now, because they can be a little bit more defensive. They can be more aware of when they've got to make those you know, plays that could be considered to be a little bit dangerous and a little bit risky, and just kind of, you know, play it safe sometimes. It's needed, I think.
So onto the Bounty. Huge grassy area in the center of the map here for Deeper Danger, and that's exactly what the danger is. You can get in close with some brawlers, close the gap on them. You've got the potential of throwers being played around the outside edge to try and give that safety and that clearance in that particular area. Maybe, and we're going to keep harping on about this, maybe we see the Rosa, because there's a lot of territory.
I was going to say that Mr. P, although he's banned, we will not see him in this game. He's actually very, very good on this map, because those portals can sort of seek you out regardless of whether you're in the bush or not. Yeah, Tick could be very good. Yes, Tick super here could do a fantastic job of seeking out the enemy and also blowing up some bushes in the process.
Absolutely.
And there it is.
There it is. Gene, Sandy, Tick for the side of PSG, and a Brock coming in for KC, Tick, and of course the Gene as well, really valuing that magic hand to pull in a high star target.
Yeah, I like PSG's strategy here. They're going for the bushes to be remaining with what I imagine will be a root sand star power along that early takedown there on Jordan. Yeah,
not paying the tick bombs enough respect. 3 stars over the top of Cursed Head. Casey will be taken out. Coup Ace answers back as well. So 5 in the favor of Code Magic, 3 in the favor of PSG for the time being. But there are now 2 3-star targets on the side of Code Magic for potentially Coup Ace to go in with a grab. And Curse is in range for it. There's the magic hand perfectly set up. But the damage isn't there until the final bomb from Laiv will find the kill. 7 still in favor of Code Magic as Casey finds Laiv bumping it up to 10.
So much back and forth in the early moments. I didn't actually expect that, but now look at this. Casey has broken so much of the bushes that actually the root sand star power of Jordan combined with the ticket of Riley, they don't really need it. They're kind of wasted here. This is a great opportunity for Code Magic to capitalize, and Sun Bentley has pulled, but so does Cooped Ace.
Needs to get some HP before he even thinks about going into range to use it, though. Arky's a little bit looking worse for wear. Jordan low. The Rocket Rain comes in. Here comes the head first on the Coup Ace. Taken out before he can get the kill. Sun Bentley deals with Relies that was going right at him as they're going to clear out the bombs. The lead still held by Code Magic, 12-6. Coup Ace looking to damage. He's hooked in. And Sun Bentley will find him out, extend the lead to 14. KC taking some damage, but not going to be taken out just yet. Jordan's looking to go in close, playing a very dangerous game as Coup Ace comes in, looking for the magic hand. If he can get KC, he can open this back up. Yeah,
Sun Bentley and KC are actually in really high bounty positions here, and the bomb shuts it down before it can happen. Jordan doing his best to take down KC. A lot of back and forth, but definitely Code Magic now in a comfortable lead here. A little super from KC, doesn't really connect, but he does get the kill. It's going to be Code Magic that take the first game.
You spent so long looking for the perfect magic hand, you just couldn't find it, and then you got grabbed yourself by Sun Bentley. That happened on multiple occasions in that particular game. Code Magic, that's probably the most one-sided map we've seen in this series so far.
Yeah, fantastic from Code Magic. What's great to see is they're not taking this laying down. They're behind at the moment, but they are fighting. They still want to continue on to the grand finals, and they needed that first win. That's going to give them a bit of time to recollect, and maybe we'll see them go to the fifth set here.
That's what I'm hoping for as well. Really get our mileage out of this monthly final, if you know what I mean, Ark. And going to brawl out. Brock being brought in for PSG. So they respect the pick that Code Magic brought, and they're going to make their own adaptations.
Yeah, I think that's a wise move. It was definitely working out well for Casey in that previous game. And again, once those bushes are down, those brawler picks and those star powers become a little bit redundant. Cooped Ace trying to find Sun Bentley here, just playing a little bit of bush hide and seek, but down goes KC. That's going to give PSG an early lead.
Solid point-blank damage coming out from Coup Ace.
A pull!
Beautiful pull, finds Sun Bentley, getting a little bit of revenge for the last game. presses forward, Curse caught in the side. Jordan's going point blank with the missile launcher, and there we have it. PSG taking the lead of Stars, but Kudiace needs to get up with the 4 stack on his head.
Yeah, now PSG are in a difficult spot because they've got a very early lead and a lot of bounty on their heads. Kudiace hit very low, and if Sun Bentley had shot there, but he was distracted by that tick head, he might have got 4 stars in the bank for Code Magic there, but it was a difficult spot to find himself in.
Kudiace now sitting in the brush, giving himself something. There's a head first coming in all the way from the back. They have time to deal with it, and that's exactly what they're going to do. But a nice chunk of cover and brush control removed from the map because of it.
Yeah, definitely. Those bushes being down is going to be very advantageous here for PSG, who have definitely got the high ground here as Code Magic are trying to push up upon them. Coup to Ace is very low here. KC knows it, goes for the super. The takedown!
Not enough. The Rocket Rain will take him down. Still 10-6 right now with 35 seconds remaining. Head first dealt with nicely. Coup de Ace, he's got the magic hands, and someone's going to catch him if he's not too careful.
Yeah, here we go. This is the final 30 seconds here, and Code Magic are in a really great spot. PSG are pushed so far back, but one death here to Code Magic could make a big, big difference as Coup to Ace is looking to find a ball. He does find a ball. Sun Bentley.
Sun Bentley makes it up to 12 versus 6. They're going on the aggression now because they know that they can take out Curse. There's a 3-2 advantage. PSG cleaning house in game number 2 with 5 seconds remaining. Yet again, they're going to tie out this set.
My goodness me! Again, we're going down to what potentially is the last game for Code Magic, but they're playing so well, and even in those final stages, they had PSG in a great spot, but PSG just turned it around in the final, like, 20 seconds.
Oh, absolutely, and I'm going to say it really came down to, despite being in the lead, and the desire, the temptation is there to play super defensively. Kudiace unafraid to put his neck on the line and go for the aggression to seal the deal. And I think, honestly, that caught Code Magic off guard.
I couldn't agree more. That is something that we've seen time and time again with players and teams coming too defensive too soon. And you've got to get a balance there, and that's exactly what PSG demonstrated there.
Game number 3, match point, and a place on the finals on the line for PSG if they can just win this game. 2 minutes on the clock and a hell of a lot of kills on the line.
Yeah, both teams fighting with this middle star, but it is PSG who are going to secure it here. Jordan going with an early super disconnect a little bit, but Casey is able to survive, and Coup is now on 178. Wow, that was almost a kill there.
Incendiary getting a lot of mileage here for Casey on this Brock. And he's going to walk forward again, try and get some tags. No deaths as of yet. Kudiace loves this back left position. Walking forward past the tick mines, not going to take a chance with the damage. He's doing what's unexpected. Head first into the brush. Will take it out, reveal himself, and obviously gets tagged on the way out. He's going to find Brock as well. Incendiary is there, but now the magic hand is online. This is where it can explode.
Yeah, Coup can turn this around very quickly and just extend that lead at the moment. If nothing changes, if it stays the same, PSG will go through to our grand finals here. But I don't think the scores are going to stay the same. I think that PSG or Code Magic are going to make some plays here because they have to. The desperation is there. And all 3 now of PSG have got super.
Yeah, so they got a lot to play with here on the left-hand side. That's Tick going down low. He understandably retreats, wants to get that HP regen. Curse doesn't want to take the chance. Rocket Rain used by Jordan to destroy the cover and open this up for PSG to find a grab, find some damage, find something to open this up for them.
Yeah, 30 seconds now, and no score has really changed other than that middle star. Sun Bentley has pulled, so has got Coup Ace has pulled as well. It's going to come down to whichever one of these 2 players goes for that pull first. I'm not sure which.
Seconds remaining. Rocket Rain to destroy the cover. 15 on the clock. Sun Bentley going low. The rockets are there, and the damage from Gene is good so far. Sun Bentley may walk forward. He's taken out by the Rocket Rain, and now Code Magic are panicking, and you can see it as Rely will take down Curse. KC goes on the aggression. 2 seconds remaining, and PSG are going to take a shot at Clash in our finals.
It was so incredibly close between those 2 teams, but it is going to be PSG who go on to face Clash in our grand finals coming right up.
There was a position there. You saw it. There was no way that the Gene for Code Magic could take the magic hand grab. If he went for the grab, he was sealing his own fate. Yeah, maybe you might have got a consolation prize off the back end of it, but it was not in a healthy position to do so. This is the final moments. You can see he was taken out by Jordan's Rocket Rain. Curse goes forward, trying to get damage onto Rely, maybe go for the equalizer, but it was all a little bit flustered because they were on the clock arc. They were on the clock.
There you see PSG are over the moon, and unfortunately for Code Magic, their heads shaking there. It was a difficult game, but nonetheless, PSG are victorious, and we're going to head on over now to Falcone.
PSG are victorious indeed, and will be joining Clash in our grand finals for the March monthly finals. We are going to take one last little look at the bracket just to see how things are shaking out, but unfortunately for Code Magic and for SK Gaming, they are out. Clash and PSG are just about to face off in the grand finals, but before they do, we have a wonderful live studio audience here, and I want to hear some noise. Let's have a huge round of applause for our finalists, Clash and PSG! Excellent. Now, as usual, we do have a little video showing off the players, which we are going to take a look at now. Clash are your first finalists team. Trevor, Guille, I Munez, and I Chaos will be fighting for that $20,000 first place prize and the 100 points towards the Brawl Stars World Finals later this year. And they have been dominating this weekend so far. They didn't lose a single set yesterday, and now after an intense game earlier against SK, they are ready to take on the other final team, PSG Esports. That's going to be Coupe de Ace, Rely, and Jordan. They've had a little bit of a rougher path here to the grand finals match, but they are here, they are ready, they have taken down Code Magic, and they are going to show Clash what for in this final Brawl Stars match of the weekend. And to bring you this last match, our legendary casters, Woody and Ark. Take it away, guys.
Thanks very much, Falcone. Two undefeated teams emerging in the grand finals. We're finally going to get a chance to see which from Group A and B will claim the trophy, the largest share of that prize pool, and the most points for the World Finals at the end of the year.
Yeah, let's not forget those points. Those points are very, very important. Obviously, we all like to get a nice cash prize, but those points are going to continue throughout the course of this process. So very, very important for both of these teams to capitalize on this opportunity.
Starting off with a strong lead gives you a great leap forward for the World Finals at the end of the year. And how many points is it? It's like 100 if you get first place here, right? That's worth 10 qualifications just to the preliminary stage. So really a lot on the line here, and these teams certainly know it. These two teams are undefeated, but I got to give the tip of the hat to Clash. They've only dropped a single set in their entire 3-match history here today. PSG Esports, certainly not a rocky performance, but they've dropped a few sets here and there.
Yeah, but we saw some fantastic games just now, and PSG are warmed up. Is that going to play to their advantage, perhaps? I mean, Coupe de Ace was barely missing a pull, and that could come into play, I think.
Certainly could. I think PSG Esports showed some great skill in Brawl Ball especially, as you'd expect from a team coming from Paris Saint-Germain, the premier football team in France. So there you go. But on the other side, Clash has been one of the #1 teams most feared among competitors today. The nemesis of many and the end of so many teams that have gone out now. Clash, you're getting an excellent masterclass in their performance here so far today, taking down so many excellent teams with panache.
Yeah, Clash, did a fantastic job of taking down SK, which is by far probably one of the most favorited teams that teams said that they feared in this competition. So I think that this is going to be something which could go into Clash's favor here if they can just continue to express that fear upon PSG.
Let's take a few more highlight looks at PSG, though, claiming so many clutch shots in that Brawl Ball match, and then following up with beautiful performance in Gym Grab against Code Magic, as you just saw, pulling ahead there and then really just walking away with a beautiful victory in Bounty, taking one loss in that set, but really dominant performance in that last couple of games. And showing that they've got what it takes to be up here on the stage with the best.
Absolutely, and if it goes to Bounty or the later game modes, they are warmed up. They have just played them now, so if it does get close and heated, then that could go into their advantage.
Do you like hot fingers, Ark, or are you kind of more
I'm a
the calm,
sweaty
cool
fingers kind of guy. I like the
yeah?
screens of more maneuverability and
Well, I think we're just about ready to get things underway. The teams are going to be assembling on stage very shortly. But go ahead and let us know in the comments who you're supporting, who you want to see move on with first place to get that trophy. Is it going to be Clash or PSG Esports? And hey, while we've got a moment, Ark, thank you so much for subscribing to the Brawl Stars YouTube channel. We just hit 4 million subscribers this morning. We couldn't be here without all of you watching, and we're so excited to bring you this high-class Brawl event. Thanks for being with us, and we hope to see you again next month because this show will continue for the next 7 months until the World Finals.
They got to suffer us that long? Guys, I feel sorry for you. No, thank you guys ever so much. It's really, honestly, so humbling. And make sure you tick the bell as well because that will give you notifications for when the streams go live and keep you up to date with everything that is going on here. It's going to be a really, really exciting year to come.
That's right. Well, thanks also to the players for doing such a great job and making it to this stage. It's really not easy at all. But hey, if you think you've got the guts to make it here as well, remember that you can register online to compete with your friends as well and try to make it onto this big stage. We've got thousands of dollars to give away and tons of points for world qualification. So hey, have a crack at it. If you've learned something here today, I know I have, you have a shot at being a competitor yourself one of these days.
Absolutely. Simply just find yourself a team, go into the game on the weekend where they have the weekend event to be able to qualify. You've got to get 15 wins and have no more than 4 losses. Provided you get through that stage, you can then enter your team on the ESL website and you could be here yourself, competing amongst the world's best.
Qualified teams from around the world, so it just takes a couple of minutes to build your team up, but it could be worth a lot in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, this is the world stage. This is what it's all about. This is where players and teams are going to be making a name for themselves in the future of Brawl Stars esports. And it's, for me, super exciting. I mean, this year is going to be the biggest year for Brawl Stars, competitive Brawl Stars, and I'm super excited.
Big thanks to Supercell and our friends here at ESL for putting on this awesome show. We wouldn't be here without them, of course, so hats off to them. And yeah, I gotta say, this studio has really been impressive, Ark. Just being able to tour around and see all the amazing art, all the behind-the-scenes shots that you can go check out over on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. A lot of fun stuff been going on in the studio, and it's only leading to a more explosive event. Players are lining up now on the podium. The PSG Esports lineup is going to be Jordan, Coup d'Ace, and Relay. And of course, on the other side, Clash are going to be coming back this time with Trevor, Guille, and iChaos.
Yeah, strong lineup for Clash here as well, and looking very excited. I'm sure it's them that we heard in the background having a bit of a team chant before they came on stage here. That is the full roster for Clash, however, Trevor, Guille, iChaos, and Imunez. Imunez will be cheering from behind the stage, I'm sure. And both of these teams now just making their picks and getting ready to rock and roll.
Pretty soon we'll get a chance to see the 2 brawler bands, and there they are, both banning poor old Mr. P.
It's a very good brawler to pick. I mean, he's a pest. He is, without doubt, at the moment in the meta, one of the most difficult brawlers to deal with, and I think it's a wise choice for both teams here to be eradicating that from the mix.
Yeah, those robo-porters are pretty tanky, and they're super annoying to have to deal with. Very effective in a wide variety of game modes. So the fact that he's out of the question now means that they're going to have to go back to some more of their old favorites, maybe Sandy, Jean, Max. We've seen those playing on a lot of maps as well.
Yeah, probably a bit of Tara as well. I think, yeah, we'll pull out that card for sure. And here we go then, kicking things off with Sandy, Gems on Heist. It's going to be interesting to see what these teams pick in terms of their brawlers.
So same map setup as we saw in the semifinals. PSG Esports and Clash will be starting off this best of 5 series, and each set will also be a best of 5 games. So get ready for the long haul. This is going to be a marathon performance from these top 2 teams. The worldwide stage has not seen such a clash as this, Ark, and we're finally going to have our first monthly champions in just a short amount of time.
Here we go then, PSG going with the Rico Brock Max comp. What do you think about that, Woody?
Interesting, Brock is getting some sneaky firepower over there on the Clash safe. You see it ticking down already into the 80s. He's going to be finished off, but that's going to be a nice early lead for PSG. They're not going to gain much more of a footing. They're going to have to defend against a big, mean bull storming on in here.
Yeah, I like EA's positioning there. It does get taken down by Jordan, but before then he was doing a great job actually of pushing back PSG, who will now be on the offense with that max super pop from Coop to Ace and the takedown. Surely, no, Chaos might actually get the kill here. He's surviving on that Robo Retreat star power, whizzing around the map there, and PSG, he does get taken down eventually, but it took them a while.
Yeah, it looks like that super from Max doesn't stack with Robo Retreat. He's moving fast enough though, and it's super hard to reach Jordan. Oh, I take that back. He walked right into Max. That's going to be the end of his run. Only damage so far has been from those few shots from Brock out there on the left side, and PSG will keep their lead, but look out, because Max sneaking in on the save now, getting a few pop shots off, and Bull can deal a ton of damage too if he gets anywhere close.
Yeah, absolutely, but it's like Chaos, and Imune's doing some great work there, side and side, taking the save down to 77% there for PSG. A really nice strategy of just taking both lanes either side and just putting pressure on that PSG safe there.
Advantage here for the red players as they try to hold on to the center, but nice shooting from Coop to Ace, able to take them down, and Max is going to sneak around and get a few shots off onto the safe, evening up the score here and even pulling ahead now. That's an uncontested safe now. Coop to Ace with several shots, destroying the wall out in front. Rely is going to give an easy angle for Rico to take the safe down to 37. Big advantage for PSG.
So much damage went down there onto the Clash safe there from PSG. It was a really, really good, hard push. But Gear's now got super. He's going to rush in. He might have star power now as well. She does. Very low, however, and it's a pretty good defense from PSG.
Ooh, nice shots from Chaos as well, able to get a free angle on the safe, trying to even the score up here, but Clash is snuck in over on the right side to have to deal with Rely now on defense. You got to be careful because PSG is happy to make a base race happen at this point. They've got the DPS to be able to win that contest, so Clash really having to play both offense and defense now.
Going in there,
they're pulling ahead. That might be it. Clash have now pulled ahead on damage. Can Coop to Ace make it into the enemy safe and get 4% off? He needs to get it now. Last chance.
So much tanking there, and it's not going to be enough.
A brick wall built by Clash will hold on to the win. Well played to them. A last stab at the final moment, just enough to pull off a win.
Very, very close. Clash were behind for the majority of that game. PSG maybe thinking they had it already in the bag, and EA just chose his moments. He was very patient in doing so, actually. Pretty much shut down the entire game, but hit those shots when it mattered most.
Missed one little section of the wall, and that might have actually cost PSG the win there. That rocket rain from Brock kind of kept that line of sight denial on the defensive side up on top for Clash. So, hey, we've said before, every little bit counts, but it seems like that might have actually been the decisive edge that gave Clash the victory.
Yeah, every single little bit of tick damage matters. Every single Rico Bull can make a difference on the outcome here. And be interesting to see whether we have any team changes. Doesn't look like any team changes here for PSG. Guille bringing out the bow option. One of Guille's little back cards in his pocket, and didn't work out too well. They went down pretty quick.
Bo is eliminated, but not much of a chance to get any damage in now. Nice defense from Muniz out on the left side, and Bo is back in the action, charging up that super and getting ready to lay down some traps. But wow, a really quick hit from Jordan out on the top side is going to take that save all the way down to 62%. Really clever shot there.
Yeah, Jordan left uncontested there and did get a decent amount of damage. A great shot there from iChaos, and does take down each other. Those bow mines on the safe, though, are going to make some damage happen and also break those walls if PSG continue to trip them, and Coop to Ace seems to be doing just that.
Jordan walking awfully close to that last mine, but he hasn't set it off just yet. Good news for the PSG defenders as they will keep their wall out in front of the safe and making it a bit more difficult for Clash to be able to lock on there. Nice win from Muniz, who's going to walk down to the PSG safe now and get a few more shots off, harassing the blue team here and almost pulling Clash ahead, just behind by 3% damage now.
Yeah, just staying alive there, but I mean, it's just forced PSG to remain in their spawn and stay on defense, and that stopped them from pushing up the map. It's surviving so just about on 400 HP. Super pop there, Guille running down the right-hand side here. Jordan shutting it down, Guille with the mines. This is a good chance for Clash, but I think Ace is going to get the kill.
Yikes, triggering more mines on that save. Now it's down to 51% health. Clash with an advantage again as we go into the last minute of this match. Coup d'Ace souped up and trying to get some more speedy hits in on that safe to pull it ahead, but Clash defense has been strong the whole game, and it looks like they're going to be able to get this shut down. Nice shots there from Relai, but you're kind of wondering, why haven't we gotten Rocket Rain on that defensive wall yet?
Yeah, this is very true. It's definitely preventing PSG from getting even more damage and value from Jordan with that Rico super. But Guille's Mines are actually doing quite well for themselves, and I think he's going to pop some more out probably before he dies here. And that could be something which, when PSG spawn back in, they continue to trigger. Look at this now! IKS and Guille getting tons and tons of damage here, but I think we might have a safe rush going on. 19% on theirs. They're still behind, Woody.
Double teaming the PSG save. If IKS gets a super here, he could deal a ton of damage, trying to push back Jordan, but it's not going to happen this time. Advantage for PSG, and they just need to hold on to defense. The last remaining attacker sneaking down to the left side. Bo's going to get a few shots off the PSG save, but it's not going to be enough. Single digits left on Clash, and there it goes! Destroyed! And PSG will claim victory in game number 2.
The equalizer then from PSG, a very, very strong performance there. I think the bow pick didn't really necessarily work out too well for Guille. Did get some trip mine value. I think we might see a bit of a team comp switch up though from Clash in the next game.
Ooh, what are you expecting to see swapped out?
I think the bow maybe could be switched out for something maybe more long range or more tanky perhaps, more pressure. I think the bull pick was actually working quite well for them actually.
Yeah, you know, setting those trip mines up on the safe might work well in some cases, but against a pro team, it seems like they weren't triggering that last crucial mine at the front to knock down that wall. So since they were able to sidestep that bow trap, kind of didn't really get its full value.
Yep, higher level of communications, no doubt. And we are going to see Guille switch to Brock this time, rocking that skin as well. Clash actually pushing up quite quickly, but it's not going to work out well. Coup d'Ace on his own there on that top left-hand side, and if left uncontested, could get some damage here.
Yeah, Coup d'Ace choosing to fight off Imunis instead of going for that safe damage early on. PSG going to take 19% off their own safe, but still going to be in it. Guille gets a few nice pop shots, and with that incendiary super there, he's getting some additional splash damage onto the enemies walking around in the center bush here. Nice rocket rain as Clash will open up that safe to enemy fire right now.
Yeah, that's a huge advantage now for Clash, and I think that was very much a wise decision to swap out for that Brock. Now the walls are completely down, exposing them for IKS to get as much damage as possible on the PSG safe there.
Super scary bounce damage from these Ricos coming in. I got to really hand it to IKS. He's doing a great job with those angles, but taken down there at the last moment. Relai able to pop those shots directly on and get quite a bit of damage of his own. Advantage right now for Clash as they've gotten PSG down to almost half health right now. Coup d'Ace making a charge in here and getting some nice hits on Guille. Not able to finish him off though, and at the 3-on-1, it looks like he's going to be down for the count. Finished off, but Clash have once again managed to get a bit more chip off of PSG, and we're now moving into the last minute of the match, Hark.
Yeah, and with Guille rolling up now as well, this is a great chance for Clash to pop. So they do. Imunis now rushing towards the safe, and they got shut down though so quickly by Coup d'Ace.
Nice duck behind by Imunis. Super's up, but can't escape this firepower. Nice shots from Guille as he lands all 3 on the safe, and will get some additional incendiary damage, bringing it down to 20% now. Jordan's really gonna have to fight hard to finish him off, but he doesn't get it. That's gonna be it. Guille with the rocket rain finishes off the enemy safe, and Clash score the win in game number 3.
The Brock pick there coming into its own, and that gave Clash the victory, bringing them in to take that first set and giving them a bit more of a boost going into our next game mode. It was definitely the right move to make. Changing from Bo to Brock helped them so much to gain that all-important damage, and the rest speaks for itself.
Nice shooting there from Guille, and as you see, popping down the enemy Rico, he had an open shot on the safe. Nothing left to stop him at the end. It was a risky play from PSG to try to get some more damage in and play defense at the same time, but Clash would not be denied.
Be interesting to see now how both of these teams respond to that, and what they do to sort of look about how they're going to continue to increase their game here. So much pressure now on them both to perform, and you know, how is that going to take its toll over time? How is the psychological game going to start between these two teams?
Well, Clash taking the edge. It looks like it's their set to lose at this point. You'd have to see 2 up on the board back-to-back from PSG for them to win it now. Clash seems to be in control right now. You know, brawler swap outs from PSG haven't really gone in their favor. They don't really seem to have their footing as they tend to get early in the match when they win.
Yeah, pushing up on that right-hand side lane there, getting some chip damage as John was struggling to take care of it. He still remains there, healing up as well. Great, and that incendiary star power as well, just ticking away on the PSG. Continue to pressure as well from iMunez and a miss from Jordan. This is a fantastic start for Clash.
Can't catch iMunez, really juking and dodging out those shots. We're going to take a look at both safes now as they're all under fire. It's looking like a base race now and an advantage for Clash. They're going to hold on to a little bit more hit points on their safe as iMunez pummels away at it but can't quite finish it off. On the other side, Coupe d'Ace doing his best to keep that safe on the top down, but in the 21% now, big advantage for PSG.
Yeah, Coupe d'Ace was doing so much work there. Those max shots just hitting every single time on the Clash safe. And now it is really, really close. Only 1% in it. iChaos whizzing around trying to stay alive here. Munez pushing in and Clash get the takedown.
Clash take the first set on a 3-1 score. Looking not so hot in the mid stage of that game, but collapsing and just nuking down the enemy brawlers here. You could see Relai hiding behind the wall. Coupe d'Ace doing his best to take out the iMunez, but not having any luck. And with all three brawlers firing away, that save wasn't long for this world.
It was a fantastic start for Clash. A difficult game mode for both of these teams. There's very much a level of unpredictability in high, so it's a difficult game mode to start them off, but definitely going to give them a good solid boost going into our next game mode for sure.
Psychological edge in favor of Clash, as you can see. Looking pretty confident, giving a little wink and maybe a little kiss to the camera there. Showing some love to the fans at home who he knows are cheering for him in chat right now. If you're a supporter of Paris Saint-Germain, make sure to drop your love in chat as well because they need it. Having dropped the first set, they're going to have to make the comeback happen in the next 4. We got some assembly required, a Siege map coming up next.
Yeah, we saw Clash being very, very dominant in Siege earlier today, and having had that chance to kind of think through their brawler comps in the meantime whilst they watch and examine how PSG performed against Code Magic, I'm sure, no doubt, they were taking some notes there and looking to see how they can capitalize on their own comp here, and they've got the advantage now being one ahead in sets.
We haven't ever seen Clash go to a set number 5. They've always closed it out before that point. So you got to wonder, if they're able to get the first couple sets on the board again, is it just going to be the walkaway victory that we've come to expect from this team? Or is PSG going to be able to disrupt that momentum with some clever play in Siege and then, as we've seen before, have them come back in Brawl Ball, which is set number 3? If so, they could pick up a good lead just in these middle couple sets.
This is the thing with Clash, they are very good and efficient at finishing games quickly. I think that is the thing which they always try to aim to capitalize on. And if it does go the mile and PSG give them a real run for their money, then PSG are warmed up on the later game modes, and that could be something which could go into PSG's advantage here and take Clash a bit by surprise if they can just make it through into those later game modes.
iMunez, known for being one of the most consistent players on the Clash team. He says his skill comes from the practice that he puts into this game. It takes a lot of time to get this good at Brawl Stars. On the other side, the captain for PSG Esports, Coupe d'Ace, known for being one of the most reliable. He says that the team chemistry of that squad is what has carried them to victory. It's not any one individual player, but it's kind of knowing how everyone else on your team operates, how they think, that allows you to get that synergy to the top level.
Yeah, I think the more intimately you know your team and the things which they do well and their strengths and weaknesses and all that knowledge of information that you can gain, it just goes so much more to your advantage on the battlefield, and you can be kind of looking out for your teammates if you know that they are a particular style of player. So absolutely, as a leader of a team, you really need to have that in-depth knowledge of everyone that you're working alongside to help pick each other up and never be putting them down.
Coupe d'Ace calls the shots. He's a very vocal member of this team, but Relai and Jordan are also very even keel. They meditate and focus on this game in order to stay so consistent. So let's see how that works out for them in set number 2.
Gonna see Cooper Ace going with his favorite of Gene. Early pressure from Riley as well is going to give a good level of control now for PSG. Cooper Ace has yet another super, which is going to be a really good start, I think, now for PSG, and Clash on the bit of the back foot.
Yeah, you can see the supers on the board right there. Rosa, interestingly, actually going to go for the Thorny Gloves, adding 220 damage per punch whenever she's souped up. So Relay not going to use the plant life out there on the corners, instead letting Coup d'Ace top him off with that little bit of magic puff. No damage from that siege, but PSG will hold center control here, even though Clash has 1 bolt more than them.
Yeah, Cooper Ace just holding on to that super as well, and yeah, Thorny Gloves is an interesting choice, especially on this map. You could choose Plant Life and choose to be using those side lanes to heal, but Riley going straight in, and Munis goes down on that side. Very, very good early start here for PSG. If they can bank this bolt and the next one, then this could be another push if Jordan can win the side lane, but he's getting outnumbered here by a lot of Clash players on that left-hand side there.
You saw, even though there weren't many Clash players kind of contesting the very center of that map, PSG were unable to push in because they couldn't know where their enemies were at. That super from Sandy coming in really helpful here to help give Clash the lane control on that left side.
This could be a good defense here for PSG if Cooper Ace can gain his super. He has not got it yet, and Clash might be looking to finish this early on. If they don't, however, it must be noted that PSG have got a 6-bolt lead, or actually like a 4-bolt lead over Clash here, and that could go into their advantage if they can just obtain a little bit of mid-control here in these final 20 seconds of this last siege that's coming up.
This is a really dangerous spot for Clash. Even though they got a bit of damage in there, they're behind on bolts, and we're probably going to see an even bigger siege machine coming in very last one. PSG have been piling the bolts up, and a lucky spawn right next to the line is going to give them another one to finish things off. 9 bolts are going to be coming in for the PSG side of the arena. Can Clash hold on to their base?
They need 32% damage now to be able to match. Early ball from Coup d'Ace on Guille might actually mean that Guille is able to spawn in and tank the bot here. This might go against PSG. Riley's getting as much as he can. Damage going in here. 69%. 68%.
Oh my goodness!
No way!
What? Oh! What? Wild! The super from Sandy. Rude Winds ticking away at that Ike, barely giving advantage to PSG, just enough to get the win.
What did we just witness? We almost had a draw in Siege, and the Sandy star power there, and that's why these star powers are so important to get right. That additional tick damage from that star power on that super there it made all the difference, Woody.
I thought we were going to see the first draw of all time, but throwing that super out at the last second, great read by the PSG team. They knew that they needed just a little bit more oomph, and I was worried for them. When their siege machine went down and that Ike had been untouched, I was like, how much damage can they really put out before time is over?
Absolutely, yeah. It was that takedown of gear. A lot of the Clash members were spawning in at that time, able to tank successfully and not take damage from the bot, and that almost cost PSG, but that clutch save at the end, wow.
All right, getting back into game number 2 now. Clash are going to get a dominant lead early on. In fact, a Gene pull is going to grab Rosa into range of that Ike, finishing her off, but not before she grabs a bolt of her own. Still, it's going to be 3 Siege bot coming in from Clash to start things off. That's going to be a dominant lead for them early on.
Yep, an early defense needed now from PSG as Riley goes down looking to spawn in, but Coup d'Ace does have pull. We'll be probably looking to do so on the right-hand side right about now, and it'll be interesting to see whether any of the Clash members get too close too early on. Actually, Coup d'Ace can actually hold on to that super because Riley did an amazing job of taking down that bot.
Yeah, it gives a few more seconds to protect while he's invulnerable. Rely over on that left side now, trying to just stay alive. Takes another shot from Guille, but not enough to finish him off. And it's Clash holding on to the center with that Boltonomics advantage here now. But can PSG get enough so that their third and final siege attempt can be the knockout blow?
Yeah, this is great from Clash. Unfortunately, our Chaos goes down there, but nevertheless banking a ton of bolts. A level 7 coming in, and PSG have only banked 1 bolt, Woody.
Oh man, that is not a good look. PSG, having taken the first game win, seems to just be on their heels now, knocked back by a vengeful Team Clash, not letting just Rude Sands finish them off. Nice pull from Coup d'Ace is able to keep that siege machine off of their Ike. only 92% damage for PSG. The defense has been on point for them.
Riley is all on his own here and goes down. It's a really dominant performance now from Clash on the return after just taking that loss in the previous game. And they are really fighting hard. Another super pop as well from Imunis, giving Guille some additional speed to bank these bolts. We're looking at possibly even a 10 bot coming in.
PSG is going to have to make a heroic dive up at that enemy Ike if they want to have any chance at winning this right now. But even if they do that, they'd have to play heroic defense on top of that. And it just seems like a bit too much to ask for them. Clash with all 3 Siege machines will take the win in game number 2.
Yeah, there's nothing that PSG will be able to do here. Even like you say, with that additional damage, if someone were to run up and get some, it was just too much for PSG to handle. Clash will take that game.
Well played to them, tying up this set number 2. Clash coming back with a vengeance. I think that their brawler lineup that last game was really effective. We didn't hardly see any bolts accumulated by PSG until the very end when it was too late. So hats off to Clash for their dominant performance from early, mid, and late game.
Yeah, it was a very different feel to PSG's gameplay there. They didn't seem to be quite as confident, and you know, the Rosa pick didn't seem to be working out. Often Riley was left on his own and not able to really do much for all that. So maybe we'll see a switch up now for PSG. They've got a bit of time to prepare for the next game, and let's see what they do here. Yep, Riley's going to go with Max.
In a map like this, where losing one brawler means your opponents get the next Siege machine, a Sandy super at the right position and right time can really make all the difference. And I think you're about to see the exact reverse of what happened last game. By having that early lead right now, PSG are about to get the first Siege and snowball onto victory. I'm gonna call it early right now. I think PSG have got the right setup to make it happen this time.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, I think you might be right there, actually. I think it's a very wise choice to change brawlers here and to take the mirror comp there. And I think Riley now can put a lot of additional pressure. If he can pop his super now, he's probably going to wait. Actually, they could use that very much to their advantage if they can just hold the middle ground here as Clash is trying to recollect themselves. That was a lot of damage, actually.
That might be the most damaging first Siege that we've seen in a long time. I think Clash have actually been able to pull off a 1 Siege win before, but barring that, PSG have just dealt a walloping blow.
Yeah, I was so surprised. I didn't even see it ticking down, but 50% damage on the first push is a big ask to come back from here.
Munis got boxed out, and I think that was one of the reasons why Clash weren't really able to defend. It was just 2 brawlers trying to shut down that Siege, and there weren't any supers on their side to be able to drag that bot away either.
They got a push now, though, and now PSG are going to be on the defense. Riley going with a lot of early damage, Guille with a quick takedown there on the side, and this could be a good, strong push. All 3 members of Clash are alive and ready to cause that damage.
Clash hoping to equalize because they know that they've got a bolt disadvantage going into the last Siege. 30 seconds remain, and PSG is ahead by 4 bolts. Clash with the mid lane control, though. Can they get it evened up?
IK's got a great pull there. That's going to give Clash a lot of control here. Going in, and Guille again on that side. They're all down. PSG are all down except for Jordan, but what can he do on his own?
The team kill, and what a comeback for Clash. They've earned the 2nd Siege bot, and it looks like the 3rd will go to them as well. PSG doing their best to mitigate the size of this bot, but he is going to be coming in hard and heavy. Storming through level 9. That safe is not safe at all.
No, that level 9 bot is running quick and fast. Cube to Ace is absolutely going to have to pull this time. He goes for the pull, gets taken down in response. This is getting messy. Oh, look at that damage going in. Clash are going to be victorious.
Well played to them. I thought PSG was going to take it, but Clash can never be underestimated. Regaining control for that last Siege with an epic team kill. They've picked up the game number 2 and are just 1 game away from the 2nd set.
Yeah, it's flown by so quickly here. Like I said, Clash are going to be looking to finish this quickly. They've got the momentum, and they know they've got the skills. They've been here time and time again, so they're going to be looking to now put those nails in the coffin and just get this over and done with as quickly as they can.
Thumbs up from the Clash team. Imunis, Guille, and Chaos ready to reign supreme in this game number 3. Losing a couple brawlers out there on the right side, though. PSG not looking too happy or healthy.
It was a great pull. Actually, both of those players went down. Coupe Days and Munis go down there as well. It was a lot of sudden deaths there in that early opening seconds. Both teams are not going to be looking to be too passive here, it seems.
Yeah, Clash getting the first siege bot, even though PSG now have 3 bolts. It's just going to be a level 2, which should be pretty easy for PSG to handle. They'll kind of suicide into that bot and let it kill them, but in doing so, slow down its advance and let that Ike get a ton of damage off. There's going to be some chip damage here from Clash, but relatively well mitigated. And a nice pull there from Coop to Ace, able to give them center control at a 3-2 brawler advantage.
Look at that gene pull there from IKEA. Does get the, it goes actually against his favor there, but it was a really interesting super from Rayleigh to get quickly back into the center of the map, and this is why PSG have got actually a pretty good spot here. 6 bolts in the bank as well. This could be their round here.
Wow, Clash are starting to catch back up. They've got mid-control of the map, and even though they're probably not going to get this second siege, they're going to have a lot of bolts in their favor for the third one. But if PSG can reclaim center control of the map with this level 7 siege bot, they may still have a shot at pulling off the win.
Oh, and down goes Rayleigh. That could be really devastating for this push for PSG. They're not going to be able to get as much damage as they wanted to. They're actually forced back and just now in a position where they've got to get so many bolts on the middle of this map to even just draw this, Woody.
They've got center control, but yeah, they need basically every bolt that spawns if they want to have even a shot at making this happen. But hey, they're doing pretty well so far. They've got every bolt that spawned. Nice Sandy super in the center, though, is going to help set up GA to grab a few of them, and that's really all that Clash has to do at this point. Prevent PSG from getting those 7 bolts, and they ought to be able to get the win.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really, really tough thing now for PSG to come back. But with 2 seconds left, it's not looking hopeful. I would have probably saved that pull if I was Coop to Ace, but there's not much in it. There could be some potential damage made on either side, but that's a quick moving bot advancing now on the PSG Ike.
Oh, those punches are coming in hard and heavy. I don't care what universe you're from, that's gonna hurt. Big damage from Clash, and that's all she wrote. Arc, the second set goes to the Spanish team.
Now Clash are 2 sets up. 2 sets up. They are doing so well, and PSG need to now fight back. If they want to stay in this competition and be first, it's not looking good for PSG right now, Woody.
I think Clash was expected to perform well, but starting off this match with a 2-0 score, that's as good as you can really hope for. They've dropped a couple of games here and there, but PSG have not been able to come back with anywhere near the skill and domination that Clash have just demonstrated.
Yeah, they're looking very confident now. Smiles across the faces of those Clash players, and PSG with some sad frowns going over those cameras. Look at the damage there on that game. Almost equal kills to deaths, though.
Yeah, but all you really need is that slim advantage. That's what's able to grab those additional bolts, give you the chance to grab the ball one more time and tap it in. That's what we're going to be watching for next, as Brawl Ball is going to be the 3rd set between these 2 teams. We've actually seen PSG perform very well in Brawl Ball, though, so if there's any chance to turn things around, now is when it's got to start to happen. Center stage is the map, and you can see it on your screen there.
Yep, center stage going to be allowing for some more tankier brawlers, potentially some more close-range interactions, and that could be one of the things that is going against PSG's favor so far. A lot of the game modes so far have been very range-orientated. Maybe now they're beginning to go for something a bit more close range. Actually, no, they're going to be going for pretty much another mirror comp, this Max Tara Jean comp that we're seeing time and time again this weekend.
Sandy up on top for Team Clash, but Jean on the bottom by Jordan for PSG. I'm wondering, where is the pull going to come that's going to really make the difference in this map?
It might be there. Chaos goes down from the pull, Jordan, but now look at this push from Clash. It's surely going to be a first goal and straight on the mark.
So with the Jean ability to pull, you'd expect him to be knocking down boxes or walls on the enemy side, or trying to grab a ball carrier at the last crucial moment. But I gotta say, I think Sandy is coming in clutch.
Oh my goodness me, from GA there, that double suck was insane. Making it look easy.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, that was just a rapid domination from Clash. That wasn't even close.
If you blink, you missed it. Guille is very, very competent with Tara, and if I was PSG right now, knowing that Guille is more than likely to pick Tara again, I would be very afraid.
sure too. Let's see if PSG Esports swap out that Gene. Didn't seem like he came in too handy in that last round, or maybe they just didn't find the right case to use him. Nope, they're going to be playing Gene once again. Jordan feeling confident with this spooky brawler.
Yeah, Jordan's gone to the right lane this time instead of staying in the mid. Cooped Ace opting to go and take those boxes for a bit of additional defense. Magic Puffs could come into play here, that additional healing. We'll have to wait and see. Some early good positioning here from PSG must be noted. Cooped Ace with a nice pinch, but looks like he's going to go down here on this side now. He does.
It's all about the kills. You know, these brawlers are getting awfully low on hit points, but when you get the 3-2 brawler advantage, it gets pretty hard to overcome that, even if you're at high health. iChaos is going to toss up. He's passing forward, but not able to get the ball ahead to his Tara. That's going to be going down. Kind of a wasted super, if you ask me. Didn't really kill Cooped Ace or knock down any boxes.
Yeah, not the best of supers from Gear, but we've seen time and time again that he can absolutely bring out the fire when it is needed, and I'm not convinced myself that he won't do that in this game. Here we go then. Clash looking to push up here. Jordan's got pull. Might choose to take the ball away from one of the players here, but looking to hold on to it in the meantime until the crucial moment, and I think that could be what determines whether this ball goes in here. PSG defending pretty well though.
Ball gets set up right there in the center, but they're not going to be able to take it in. It's actually going to be a sneaky move over on the right side from PSG. They're coming in caught. There's a chance from Relay. He takes the shot. It's in! Relay has scored, and PSG are on the board.
A great recovery then for PSG, who've got some momentum. They're going to be looking to get a quick second goal with Riley's super pop with Cooped Ace. Now looking to push up here. Clash being a bit passive though. Guiller's got pull. Watch out for Guiller. He takes down Cooped Ace. Boom!
Nice kill, and with a healing shade to give a little bit of coverage there against Relay. Imunis is about to get another cool shot in.
This is dangerous now for PSG. Guiller's shorting and walking. He does walk the ball in. Second set to Clash. Oh no, we're still going.
Yeah, equalized now 1-1 between these two teams. Clash are now gaining the upper hand as a few boxes have been knocked down on their opponent's side of the map. Going to be easier to score if they can get the ball in close, but they're taking a ton of damage here. Sandy Super is going to give some additional coverage, but wow, you're really going to have to walk that ball far away because Relay and Jordan won't be denied on the left side of the map.
Yeah, iChaos almost was in a position there to walk it down, but he didn't want to do that. He wants to get the support of his teammates. And now Cooped Ace and Guille both using super. Cooped Ace shows his hand first, gets the takedown. That could put PSG in a great spot for overtime now.
Spooky spot. You don't want to be up that close to Atara if you can avoid it. iChaos is going to barely survive here. He's hiding in his own super cloud now and doing a pretty good job at regaining the field. Jordan on defense is going to take a few pop shots. Nicely done there. Gets the pull, but doesn't get the finishing blow.
This is dangerous for PSG, really. Opted to push the ball back into their own corner, and Jordan's going to have to tank here and tank really well. I mean, this is past the Guille, but Jordan intercepts, but Guille returns with a super shot, and it's in!
Guille scores! Clash get the game! Put another one up, and it's a match point now, Ark.
Wow, this has just got real. Clash now almost looking to well, they won't win away, would he? I mean, how much closer does it really get from being away from those points and that prize money?
Beautiful positioning from Relay there. You see him grabbing a shot from the very max range, but it's all up to Clash for the reverse sweep, coming back with 2 goals that cannot be denied.
Clash now have got to feel good about going into this next game, and they're going to want to win with style as well. They're going to want to finish it quickly. They've done so well in this game mode of Brawl Ball, and I think they're going to stick to the same comp and just keep doing exactly what they've been doing this whole time.
You're right, they have the same comp, but we get a swap out now. Jordan going to be running Sandy himself instead of Gene. Maybe that's just the change they need to get the win. Otherwise, Clash have a chance to take the match here with 1 more win.
It's a good spot for Clash here. If they can,
oh, double kill!
Pass to Chaos, and Gear's surely going to score his first goal. 1 on the cards for Clash.
It's in! 1 goal for Clash and just 1 more to take the whole set and be crowned your first monthly champions here.
The Sandy super in the middle is causing a little bit of difficulty now for Clash. Let's see what happens.
He's getting close.
Kid Jordan walking in. He goes for the kills. Riley's on his way. He's going to super pop. Oh!
Not enough. Great denial by Imunis, the goalie coming in clutch here to shut down that push. Guille for the cross, sends the ball right into the center. That's a really dangerous position for PSG. If you get a dark black hole right on that wall, it might be able to knock it down. great kill from Guille. He's only got one more left to worry about. Jordan in his way.
Plus, Angus is good.
Chaos has it. That's in. Goal! Clash have won it all.
What a performance from Clash. So consistent in this weekend. And they are now our first winners of the monthly LAN here in Katowice, Poland.
The Conquistadors from Spain have done it, undefeated throughout the group stage and smashing success with a 3-1 in the semis and a 3-0 stomp of their opponents in the finals.
There it was there, Guille, with that suck the pass. IKS was good, and in the end, it was definitely a great day for Clash.
Well done to Clash. They'll be taking center stage now, where we will very soon get a chance to see them claim that big trophy. Let's send it on over.
2 days completely undefeated. They have done it. Trevor, Guille, Imunez, and iKaos are your March champions! After an incredible performance from Clash, we are all but wrapped up here for the March monthly finals here at the Supercell studio. I sure hope that you have enjoyed the show as much as we have. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube so that you know when we are next live. But for now, from Trid, from Ark, from Woody, and from myself, we look forward to seeing you all one more time in April.